Hi there. Floating islands. Now how the whole thing assembles. First thing, this is the base. So that's how it looks from the bottom. You can clearly see the cuts for the waterfalls and for the pins for the support of the root island. Let's call it this way. On the top, I tried to cover everything as much as I could. So those are covered. Those are the holes here for the roots. Slots for the waterfalls are not covered yet. I honestly forgot about them. It was just standing there. I don't know what to do about them. I think I'll just put some bushes here to cover it up this way. Now, how the whole thing assembles. They look like that, so they are fully taken apart. Let's go this way. You can take them apart, you can pull them out. There are slots here under all that beard of roots, and you just slot them in place. There we go. And one island is already floating. Cool. Waterfalls. So that's the big one. This one is a lot heavier than it's supposed to be. That's why you will see that it doesn't really sit neatly flat. It is hanging. But hey, we have some magic. So the water first go up, then goes down. Everything's fine at the end. Right. The slot is covered here under the waterfall. It goes in, so you can take that bit out. The bottom here is covered with a bit of the fake snow sheets you can buy around Christmas time. As you can see here, how the waterfall is actually done, it's basically a clear acrylic, which I bend into like L shape, then covered with the, I think it was a quick fix, basically a water effect, with a bit of a color in it, a bit of foam on the bottom, which I need to clean from all the stuff which attached to it, and then you put it there. And now you have a fully playable surface. Now the size of the thing, here we go, this is in millimeters. So I hope we can see that. As a problem with the camera setup. Yep. So altogether we have like a 39-40 centimeters of playable surface this way, similar this way. So we're talking something around what, 15 inches? Yeah. Islands, this one's like 30 centimeters by 25, so 10 by 12 inch. This one's a bit smaller, that's like a circle of around 20 centimeters in diameter. And this one is like 26 by 23 centimeters. So yeah, plenty of playable space on them. I'm pretty happy with how it looks like. My goal was to have supports totally invisible. Works perfectly well with the waterfalls. Doesn't really work as well with that one. You still can see them when you look, but those small roots can be kind of wrapped around the support, and it hits it enough. It doesn't hit it fully, but enough. I guess you could put all those roots, the thicker ones, down fully to cover everything, but it's just, it wouldn't look so good, I guess. It looks better, in my opinion. Those wrapping around are good enough. So yes, that's how it looks at the end. If you're interested to see how I made them, I use this one as an example to show you. I do have plenty of those small ones still here, so they are kind of ready for it. My idea is to attach them to the side somewhere like that with different like bridges and ropes, maybe some staircases. But I spent so much time on this project that I needed to say stop. So I have time for other things. So I decided to stop now. And then when I will get an idea how to connect those smaller islands to those bigger ones, and I'll come back to it and see if that's actually doable. Um, this one already is quite heavy and hanging, so I don't want to add any more weight. Maybe on this to kind of equalize, but I'm not sure if that would work. This one probably can take some weight. This one definitely can. Those are pretty thick rods there, so they can support a lot. I don't want to add any more waterfalls and things like that to the main island. And I want to make it fully playable without the floating ones. So I need to cover those sides. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. Have a look on the other ones. And you will see how I made it. And see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. So now how to make the islands. Well, firstly, this is how I do it. That's basically the can spray foam you're using to insulate the windows or something like that for mounting them. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. So basically what I did is you need to spray it on a surface. I would advise maybe not a concrete, because that thing sticks to absolutely everything, and then you need to scrub your path or the way you're sleeping on the doormat. You wait for it to cure. Then you have a very light material shaped in whatever you try to shape. It just puffs up, let's be honest. There's no shaping it while you're spraying. You can just try to decide how thick you want it or how big you want it, right? So you're getting that, and then hopefully I can place my phone so you can actually see stuff. Okay, so you can see it here. Cool. So what you do, take a knife, right, and we're going to be sculpting. So this is going to be our flat surface, and that is going to be the bottom. I want it to look like it tears off the ground or something like that. So what I do is just take it and kind of cut it more or less into a shape. I don't really care. I'm just going to be tearing it off bit by bit. Right. You see there's plenty of holes in it anyway, so we'll need to deal with that later. The top also looks very holy, if you can say that. So it's a bit annoying, but we'll sort it out. Okay, so this lovely cheese is now what we get after cutting it. So right now it's kind of a rough shape, something like that. It looks okayish. But of course it doesn't look pretty. It's sliced and full of holes, so that's not what we want. So what I will do is basically now put it on, grab it with my fingers, put the fingers in the holes, and just tear it like that, bit by bit. I don't want that here on the top. Just take it and pull it off. Do it here, do it there, and what we'll achieve from that is more natural and more like turn off look. And then when we put some stuff on it and paint it, it's going to look a lot more pretty. And if you look at it right now, it doesn't really matter it has plenty of holes. It still look more natural, especially if we put something on it, like a ground cover, which I will be using as well. Okay, so I have my pile of floating islands here. This is going to be the third big one there, and well, I left it kind of flat because that's where mounting will be. Hopefully, I kind of forgot about that. We'll see. I have a couple of smaller ones, so it's like a different shape here. This one is like that, and two really small ones here. How much this one's like horribly flat. Oh, might be interesting. Anyway, I will see how I connect those. This one is going to be having a stand hidden in like those roots and vines which grows out from the sides of it, and those I plan to connect by bridges and stuff like that. So anyway, that's that. Now I'm going to be floating the bottom of it. What I'm going to be using is something what you might find difficult to get. I don't know. I was quite lucky to find a company near the place where I lived. What they did was basically they have been cutting shapes out of cork, and they had plenty of powdered and cut-offs and basically cork, which looks like that. So it has a granulation of big soil particles, really, but it's horribly light, and that's what's great for this, because I want them really light because the supports are very fragile. So it's going to be spray with the white glue, diluted white glue, sprinkle that, and we'll see how it looks after that. Okay, so now it's covered. Well, they need like double dipping, so I sprayed it with the white glue, sprinkled the stuff on it, chuck it off, spray it again, put more stuff, chuck it off, spray it again, and now it's just settling. So you can see the effect straight away. It looks more natural. It went into those holes. It just gives that texture of like a ground on soil. And if you will put them upside down, you will see they look as the ones I have ready, right? So yeah, that's going to be now up to our favorite part of the hobby, which is wait for the stuff to dry. Now, cork is dried. The only problem is, if you look on that side, this is like a massive... Okay, maybe that one is not. That was, I think, my second spray out from the can. The longer you wait, the more of a holes you have, because there's more air squirting between the foam itself. And as you can see here, those are quite a big caverns. So what I will be using is, as before with the other ones I said, it's going to be the modeling compound from Lux Geeks Gaming, because it's pretty cool. So I'm going to be using that. I probably will do it a bit thicker than usual, so maybe not to fill the gaps, but maybe make like a bridge over them or something like that. I don't want to make it heavy, especially the small ones, because I want to hold them later on maybe something like a super glue covered bit of twine or something like that. So they need to be very light. That's the point here, right? This one should be okay. Yeah, so back after that. Okay, so now they're done. As you can see, the surface is covered. I left that hole here because it's very, very deep. I don't want to fill it. I have a couple of ideas what to do with it. I will just use it as a, how you call it? Not a piece of terrain. I want to say this is a feature, not a bug. Yes, that's the point. It's going to be a feature. Yeah, so that's how it looks for now. And now again, we're gonna wait for it to dry. One thing I found out with this foam, white glue doesn't really stick so well. So sometimes you can just peel off a bit of all that cork, which I do not like. So that will need to get another spray probably from the bottom, or I don't know. I'll do something with it. Spray it with something to keep it. Okay, that's it for now. Everything's dry, so now I'm going to spray it. And I'm not this amazing person on YouTube who actually have equipment, so I don't have a tripod, so I cannot really show you how I'm spraying paint, but hey, you probably know. Anyway, so that's the islands, and that is 5mm wire or whatever, metal rod, whatever. Anyway, that is going to be support for the big island. I will try to hide it between the lians and roots, so that's why I just put some of the jute twine over it, glued together. It's going to be painted, and hopefully it will be masked by all the other stuff. What paints I'm going to be using is going to be Krylon Camo paint. I can show you, it's now in a warm bath. There we go. Camouflage paint, a really good paint for priming. I love it. It sticks to absolutely everything. It gives it a lovely matte finish, and all the paint sticks to it. And I just have this color, so hey, it's going to be faster than airbrush. So they are also bright in some spots, which I don't really like. So I'm gonna just spray them with some dark black sepia wash, right? And for the purpose of that, I am going to use my sprayer. Yeah, because can't be bothered to do anything else. And if I will try to do it by brush, probably I will brush off some of the cork, which I definitely don't want to do. Now in the hobby loft, what I just mounted support mounts. Oh shoot. Well, I didn't turn it over. Now there is a problem. Huh. That's probably why it went so easily in. Well, now you have an idea how the support was supposed to work. Obviously it didn't. So to repairs. Okay, repairs done. But at least I can show you how it was done. So basically there are two holes here, which I drilled and then burned with this lovely wand. It took a while. And by the way, an airboat is pretty cool for that because it stinks to high heaven. And probably is toxic. That's why masks. Anyway, so what I will do about the hole, probably nothing for now. I'm planning actually to put like a big tree here on that island. And the whole idea of hiding the support will be that there are roots, coming out from it, and those will be drilled into the holes into the base. So a big tree here might be a pretty cool idea, and then I can use it for a root or something like that, going like maybe into the ground, or maybe it just shows that uproot something, or if it doesn't work, I just cover it later. For now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. But yeah, that's how the mounting is done, and hopefully that it will work. So there's two holes here. When that all dries, I will try to mount it and drill the holes in a base. So until the next step. Okay, it seems like I forgot to video some of the steps I did, but not much. So update, right? Now the thing is fully mountable. Well, I showed you how it was mounted on an island. There are two holes here. The problem with that was when I was drilling through the MDF, which is kind of that thick, well, the drill bit went a bit wobbly, so the holes are a bit wider than they should be. Same for the pipes inside the island. They are a bit wider than the rod. Yeah, that's the name. Than the rod. So what I did, I basically added some duct tape around it. Firstly, it makes it a bit snug fit there, but not too snug, so you don't need to really push it. But it provides also friction, so it keeps it better in place. All right, so that's done here. I also masked the holes. Okay, so let's mount the island. All right. I found the easiest way to actually first put the rods inside the pipes here, because I can turn them out however I want. Yeah, it's a snug fit. Okay, one is in, then the second one. Cool. So now they're hanging. Put them in a holes. Right, make it look pretty. And this is how it looks. Yeah, it is still visible, of course. Can't really hide it fully. I mean, I wish I could, but it's not so bad. I made some new bushes which will go here to cover it from the bottom, so the holes are not visible normally, and hopefully it will bring this up to here maybe. So it's going to cover it a bit more, so it's not going to be really like jumping into your view. I might add some more of those roots as well. This one looks a bit better than that one. But yeah, that's what's going on for now. So right now, just putting some stuff on it, right? Started with some sand, then some bigger stones, also sprinkles, and I just realized I missed the cone at the edges, so just putting some glue on that. Well, if you're interested in what I'm using for the ground cover, I will show you. So glue, I'm using Gaming Cynic because I like it really well. It holds really well and it's quite nice and thick, so it's easy to spread. And it dries very nicely and quickly, actually. As for the cover, there's a mix. So there's a Mediterranean base ready and some rough terrain base ready. And then I'm going with some sprinkles from, I think it was Jarvis. Was it? I just opened one box. Oh no, Woodland Scenic actually. So different turfs and stuff which I just put into different containers, so I have no clue what actually I'm using. But yeah, that's how it goes. So top of the island is done. All the grass and stones just dried, and the tree is there as well. It's not exactly what I thought. I don't know, I had this picture of a tree on a floating island, which was great, and then when I was making that one, I realized I was thinking more about it's kind of like, fantasy style massive tree with huge roots coming into the ground, breaking down from the bottom and stuff like that. But then it would be too heavy, and I made that one with sea foam, and it looks pretty cool, I need to say. But, well, first thing, it's magnetized on the bottom, so it's a bit wobbly. But it doesn't really look that great. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep it on it or not. The bonus is, it is magnetized, so I can just take it off, and you can't see even a mark there. So that's the whole idea. Alright, now, what I will do now is basically create those crystals on the side. In my imagination, they are the reasons why the islands float, and might be mined for it, and then you could use it for the floating ships or I don't know, stuff. For stuff, magical stuff, yes. Use things for stuff. So, how to do that? Well, actually, quite simply. Okay, so to make crystals, you need a pack of magical stuff, magical crystals, right? And those magical crystals are basically sea salt. Yeah, in big chunks, big crystals, so it looks pretty good. So what I do is just take a tube of super glue and spread it there and just sprinkle some salt on it, and then it's gonna stick, and then I'm going to paint it. That's really the whole philosophy here. I hope you can see me because I have only two hands, and well, I'm trying to do it on a camera without a tripod. So let's just pour some super glue there. Yeah, in all the places where you think like a vein of crystals might go. Jeez, my mining soul just cries. Like that without any thinking. Where's the geology here? How the crystals supposed to be there? Yeah. So maybe actually all the people who are not trained in geology and stuff, they will enjoy it. All the geologists, mineralogists, and other people like that, you cry. Well, anyway, let's just sprinkle some more super glue on it. Let's put a couple of more crystals there. And hopefully everything's gonna stick. Alright. Let's try to get some bigger crystals. Not to glue it to myself, that's always preferable. And I have the activator somewhere else. Okay. Yeah, I'm using that one. It works pretty good. Okay, so that's now stuck. And that's really it. Now you have crystals. Now you just take some sort of a paint and paint it. The best paint to choose is going to be something what is going to be transparent, and you just want to glaze it really, and that's the whole idea. Okay, let me do the rest.